The Nuggets riding a 4-game win streak. Can they extend that tonight against the Rockets without Jokić or AG? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports and movies with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So it was the first matchup of the Nuggets versus the Rockets this season. They only faced 3 times this season, once in Denver and then 2 in Houston later on in the season, towards the end. And man, I'm going to have to struggle. It's going to be a struggle to keep the vibes up after this game, because this game was not very good vibes at all. There was maybe a couple things in there to take good from it, but it was a very painful game to watch. And it started off even before the game started, maybe within the 15 minutes before it started, rather. Randomly, out of nowhere, Jokić and AG were both ruled out. Jokić with an elbow strain and AG with the calf strain. We already know that AG's been dealing with the calf strain, but the Jokić with the elbow is kind of new. If you recall, if you watched the Dallas game, the first game in Dallas, I believe in that one you could see Jokić kind of rubbing his elbow a little bit. And I wonder if it's caused from that. They say that he injured it during warm-ups tonight, and so that's when he became ruled out. But they don't really give us much more information than that, so it's kind of more of like, I guess, up for guessing. But so with him out and AG out, the starters tonight were Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Russell Westbrook, MPJ, and then DJ slid in for the starting 5 position. And the Nuggets were rocking their navy blue jerseys, the Rockets with their red threads. And the Rockets won 128-108, a blowout win in the Mile High. Man, that really sucks, especially because that's our only chance to try to beat them in Denver, and we lost it. So, coming into this game, too, both teams were on a 4-game winning streak. One of them was going to lose their 4-game winning streak, and unfortunately it had to be the Nuggets. And I guess, if anything, with this season, it's kind of taught us to be okay with not getting a winning streak going and everything, so we're more or less conditioned for this loss, but at the same time, it's just kind of bitter no matter what kind of loss you have. So first quarter, let's break down the game here, right? First quarter, the Nuggets opened the game by controlling the tap, which was starting to be, okay, cool. We don't have Jokić, but DJ got the tap for us. And they quickly turned it over with a bad pass, leading to Van Fleet getting a 3-point shot for the first points of the game. DJ then got fouled while putting back a missed shot from Murray, but they didn't count it. They counted it before the shot. So the 3-point play didn't even happen. There was a side out of bounds. And on the second attempt, the Nuggets committed a turnover. And that was a big thing within tonight, was the turnovers. Nuggets just could not control the ball at all tonight, and the Rockets made them pay for it. Finally, Murray, though, did sink a 3 to get the first points for the Nuggets on the board. Early offense struggles and sloppy fouls, including costly 4-point play on Jalen Green, who was a menace tonight. Like, I can't decide now who I hate more between Jalen Green and Ant. They both freaking taunt the Nuggets crowd and the Nuggets bench and everything. I hate them both now. But they gave Rockets momentum and an 8-point lead early on. Pickett, though, checked in, and I think his energy kind of radiated a little bit too, and got the energy going from the bench, sparked some life, and with a layup and a steal, setting up CB for a 3-point shot that forced the Nuggets or the Rockets to take a timeout. But despite the effort of the Nuggets, the Rockets still took the first quarter 28-23. Then the second quarter, the Rockets came out strong in the second quarter with Van Fleet's floater and a three from Whitmore, and extending their lead to 10. MPJ responded with a layup and a foul, and the MPJ twice in this game had an opportunity for a three-point play, and both chances he had, he missed. Though he was later on fouled on the arc, and he did actually get all three fouls there, all three foul buckets there. But he was going in for the layup, got fouled, and missed the conversion point. So despite some resistance, the Nuggets struggled with turnovers again, ineffective defense, allowing Jeff Green and Jalen Green to knock down back-to-back threes, pushing the lead to 25 and the first to 50. The Rockets completely outpaced the Nuggets, winning the quarter 41-25, and headed into the halftime time slot on top 69-58. Then the third quarter started. The Nuggets began the third quarter with a fast break layup from Brody off of a missed three from Van Fleet, setting a positive tone in the first points of the quarter. Nuggets were able to make a little push, taking advantage of the Rockets' missed shots to cut the lead to 17, highlighted by a big three from Murray and CB's putback. However, the Rockets maintained their confidence with Jalen Green hitting a three to get the team first to 100. And the Rockets' confidence ballooned as they started taunting the Nuggets bench and Nuggets Nation, and it was just really freaking annoying. I will give props to Dallas now. They didn't boo at all when Murray was going off, and I appreciate that, because here, Jalen was just trying to make enemies. He just didn't. Didn't want it to be friendly at all. He wanted to, get some hate in Denver, and he definitely accomplished that for sure. The Nuggets narrowly won though the third quarter, 34-33, which, as we know, is not enough to win one quarter by 1 point, especially when you're down already 20 some points. Fourth quarter started. The Nuggets opened the fourth with a 3-pointer from Strother, who. We really needed to step up tonight, and he still is in his slump, and it's getting really frustrating having to watch him try to get himself out of that slump. PWat, though, marked his 15th straight game with a block, and he got a couple. Despite some efforts, including big threes from Trey Alexander finally, when they got the bench in. Trey got a big three, good for him, and Hunter Tyson got a three, able to push the team finally to 100. The Nuggets defense struggled to contain the Rockets' dominance, maintaining a 20-point lead. CB, the only starter to play the fourth quarter, Jamal Murray, Russell, and MPJ, all of them did not play the third quarter. And I don't think DJ played the second half. He didn't. He got taken out fairly quickly, which I was surprised, because I feel like he was actually doing some good. While the reserves checked in and played some of the worst unbearable minutes of the season, the Nuggets still managed to win the fourth quarter 27-26. But again, by 1 point, the game went to the Rockets with 128-108. So, throwaway game, right? Throwaway game. We'll get into stats right after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Rode PodMic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so stats here. Christian Braun, he played 34 minutes tonight, had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 10 for 11 from field goals, 2 for 3 from three-pointers. He had 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 17. The big thing about CB tonight was that he was highly efficient. He only missed 2 shots, which was awesome, and his defense was decent. The big thing that was really annoying about CB tonight was his hesitation. I don't think he even realized how good he was tonight, and if he had, I think he would have been a lot more effective, because there was times where his hesitation just was horrible, and it led into turnovers, which I'll talk more so in the takeaways, but that was a big thing with CB that was really unfortunate. Michael Porter Jr. did not have a good game at all, and that was another big thing that I'll go into later, but he played 23 minutes, only had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 block. He was 2 for 4 from field goals, 0 for 2 from 3-pointers, 4 for 7 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 20. DeAndre Jordan only played 23 minutes tonight. He had 0 points, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and he had 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 19. Brody played 24 minutes, made 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He was 6 for 14 from field goals, 3 from 5 from 3-pointers, 2 for 2 from free throws, 5 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, and was a minus 15. Then Jamal Murray played 29 minutes tonight, made 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He was 8 for 14 from field goals, 4 for 5 from 3-pointers, 2 for 2 from free throws, 5 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 17. Bench-wise, Peyton Watson still kind of rolling on a good, decent game here. He played 22 minutes tonight, had 10 points off the bench, 3 rebounds, had 3 blocks, 4 for 8 from field goals, 1 for 3 from 3-pointers, 1 for 2 from free throws, 1 turnover, 0 personal fouls, was a minus 7. Strother, as I talked about, he played 24 minutes tonight, had also 10 points. He only had 1 rebound, 3 assists. He was 3 for 9 from field goals, so 33%. He was also 33% from 3-pointers, 2 for 6, and he had 2 for 2 for free throws, 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a minus 4. And then I think the only ones who had a positive were Hunter Tyson. He was a plus 2. Zeke Naji was a plus 1, and Trey Alexander was a plus 1. So, not a great game for the Nuggets at all. Team stats here, we had 36 rebounds to their 40. We had 22 assists to their 28. We had 4 steals to their 14. They had 14 steals, 10 more than us. That's just embarrassing. They came in and robbed us in our own home. 7 blocks to their 6. And then we shot 53% from field goals. They shot 52. We shot 48% from threes. They shot 44. But they shot 17 for 38, whereas we shot 14 from 29. So they were definitely taking more threes and getting rewarded on the other end. And then we shot 66% from free throws. Got to make those free throws. They shot 76%. And then we had 18. We had more than 18 turnovers, because there was also team turnovers that aren't added up in here. We had 20 turnovers tonight. 20 turnovers. It was freaking horrendous. To their 8 turnovers. They only had 8, and we had 20. Not a good game. And then we had 16 fouls. They had 19. So this was just one of the worst games you could possibly watch this season. And we've had some really bad ones, the one against the Wizards. I feel like at least, Jokić got a plus 50 points on that one and had a major triple-double. This time we don't have Jokić. And, we didn't have Jokić or AG against the Celtics, and I feel like they played harder. So But we'll get into all of that with the takeaways after the break. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so big takeaway. This is one of the most painful games to have watched, and it started from the start. But this game just overall feels like a throwaway game. As soon as Jokić and AG were suddenly listed as out, it felt like the Nuggets were just going to give up the game, essentially, rather than still attacking like they did against the Celtics. Again, we were down the same players against the Celtics, and yet we only lost by 12 against the Celtics. We almost won that game, and it only came down to the last 5 minutes where the Celtics really took it and ran. But for the most of that game, they played hard. Tonight, they just kind of gave up. It sounds like, the traveling and not having Jokić and AG in there just kind of deflated them, and they just didn't feel like playing the game tonight, which just really sucks because it would have been nice to have gone on a 5-game winning streak first time since early November, and now we have to start back from zero again, which is also kind of like life, right? So you try to get something going and then it doesn't go right for you, so you have to start back again and step forward and step back, all for progress, and hopefully that there is some progress. But we do have some progress, right? Because at least this game, we had Jamal Murray with more efficiency. He didn't have a horrible game, although he did commit 5 turnovers. Still, his offensive shooting was highly efficient tonight. Same thing with Christian Braun. He had a good game. 22 points is a really good game for him. He just needs to be more confident, not hesitating, and leading to shot gut violations. So good vibes-wise, Murray was able to continue his efficiency and CB a good game, though, again, his hesitation at times costed the Nuggets the possession and led to turnovers. What was most painful to watch, though, was Michael Porter Jr. not having a good game at all. The Nuggets need Michael Porter Jr. more than I feel like we like to admit, because most of the pressure is put onto Murray, and I would actually argue that Michael Porter Jr. is just as needed. I'm waiting for Michael Porter Jr. to break out with a 30-plus game, and he has yet to do that. He has yet to have a big game like that, and it's just really frustrating to see him not actually go above and beyond, which we all know he can. And he's had some good games, some decent games, but he hasn't had the breakout game that we all know he can have. He has had a great season. This is probably one of the best seasons he's had since being a Nugget, actually being in the NBA. And yet he has just had, it keeps on like kind of not showing up at times. And he is, again, one of the biggest perpetrators of watching the ball. He is a huge ball watcher, and he needs to get out of that slump of just ball watching. Tonight was not a good night for him. There was way too many ball watching, way too many not knowing what to do at times, and then just kind of heaving the ball up, hoping that it goes in and it doesn't, rather than actually like gathering and being more collective. It just didn't feel like it was his night at all tonight, and I hope that motivates him to come back even harder against Miami, but we'll see. And then this game even felt less energy from Brody. Normally we relied so much on the energy from Brody, but tonight it felt like even his energy was down, and he couldn't help the Nuggets energize for a hard run or anything. Like, nowhere in this game did we go on a 10-0 run or a 12-0 run. There was maybe like a 5-0 run, and then they shut it down, collected like immediately whenever we would get back-to-back buckets. Udoka would call a timeout, and this didn't happen very often, obviously, but every time we got a little bit of a run, he would call a timeout, shut it down, and it would ruin the Nuggets' vibes. And then when they got back picked up, the Rockets would go on another run, and it just was not good from the start. So, but what does this loss do for the Nuggets? So, with this loss, we maintain the 4th seed. We had now dropped to 24-16. We are 2 games ahead of the Lakers, and also Dallas is now on a 3-game losing streak, so they have now dropped to the 7th seed. The Clippers got a win, so the Clippers and the Lakers are tied right now, but the Lakers have the tiebreaker above them, so they're in the 5th seed. The Clippers are in the 6th seed, and we're 2 games ahead of them in the 4th seed. Memphis got a win, so they are maintaining their 3rd seed. We are now a game and a half behind them, and now Houston is really starting to get more space between us and them. So now we kind of need to rely on them getting a losing streak for us to even get close to that 2nd seed position. I know at the start of today, there was some kind of hope that the Nuggets were going to get that 2nd seed position towards the end of the season. It's not impossible for them, but I don't think without Jokić and without Aaron Gordon, basically without a fully healthy Nuggets, do I think that we can actually accomplish that 2nd seed. It kind of feels like the entire everyone, like the media, everyone is kind of given up, and anyone else getting the 1st seed in either conference, that OKC and Cavs are both solidified as the 1st seed. Now it's just down to who's going to get the 2nd and 3rd seeds. And there's a chance, I think we have a better chance of becoming the 3rd seed than we do the 2nd seed right now, especially with this loss. Had we gotten this win tonight, then we would have had a better chance at getting that 2nd seed. But now, I don't know. We need Memphis and Houston to go on some losing streaks here to be able to do that. But maybe after the All-Star break, once that happens. And then the other thing that's really cool tonight, though, on staying on some good vibes, was that the Knicks got a win. So they are maintaining their 3rd seed position in the East. So orange and blue skies, baby. Let's go Knicks. And so I'll ride that good vibe out of here. The next game is on Friday. They're going to be facing the Miami Heat, so they are actually flying out tonight, I guess, to Florida, and they'll take on the Miami Heat on Friday. And then on Sunday, they'll take on the Magic, which will be, again, the first time that they'll see KCP since he left Denver. So I think that game specifically is going to be a challenge, regardless of the injuries that team has been suffering. Just for some reason, the Magic has a deep effect against the Nuggets. And so that's going to be a challenging game. I don't think that against Miami Heat's going to be much of a challenge. Nuggets should hopefully win that one. And that's kind of why I was a little bit weirded out that this game was the game that they decided not to play AG and Jokić. Like, I know they might be hurting a little bit, but use them on this game and then sit them on the Miami game. But I guess they just wanted to cut the chances of it getting worse now. So hopefully they play on Friday, and hopefully we get some wins out of it, and hopefully we also get some wins against the Magic. And then after that, the next game is on Tuesday, the 21st. They'll fly back to Denver, so they go to Florida for a quick 2-game stand, and then they fly back to Denver to face the 76ers. And this is the month that we take care of the 76ers. We have both the games at the end of this month in the last 2 weeks. We face them in Denver, and then we'll fly out at the end of the month, or the last day, the 31st is the Philadelphia game. But leave some comments in the comments section there what you think the Nuggets need to do to be able to solidify as the second seed in the last games here. We are now at the halfway mark. So what do they need to do? Who do they need to focus on? Who needs to have a breakout game? I still think that it is very much Michael Porter Jr. and Julian Strawther. I think those two are the biggest keys right now. Now that we got Murray going, if he can be consistent, we just need those two other players really to step up right now. And so let me know in the comments what you think. But that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports and movies with good vibes. We'll catch you later.